What happens when two of America's most powerful voices collide in a showdown that could change everything? Laura Ingraham versus Rachel Maddow, a clash that shook the nation to its core. This isn't just a debate, it's a battle for the soul of a divided country, where every word feels like a dagger, and every moment hangs by a thread. Tonight, I'm taking you inside the explosive confrontation where Laura Ingraham tore into Rachel Maddow's claims with unrelenting force, only for Rachel to unleash a comeback that left jaws on the floor. The stakes, higher than ever. The tension, unbearable. Before we unravel this heart-pounding story, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single moment of this electrifying tale. Let's get to it. Who are these women and what brought them to this fateful face-off? First, let's meet Laura Ingraham, a woman whose voice carries the weight of conviction, a force who commands attention with every syllable. Born in 1963 in Glastonbury, Connecticut, Laura grew up in a working-class family, her ambition burning bright from a young age. She stormed through Dartmouth College, sharpening her mind, then served as a speechwriter in the Reagan White House, crafting words that shaped a conservative revolution. A law degree from the University of Virginia followed, her legal mind honed under pressure. But it was her leap into media that made her a legend. From a brief stint at MSNBC to her throne at Fox News, where the Ingraham angle became her battleground, Laura's razor-sharp commentary cuts through the noise. She's a champion of conservative ideals, strong borders, limited government, traditional values. Yet her life isn't just headlines. A single mother of 3 adopted children, a breast cancer survivor, a devout Catholic. Laura's personal struggles add layers to her fire. Her critics brand her a provocateur, pointing to her immigration rhetoric or her defiance during the COVID-19 era. Her supporters see a warrior, unafraid to confront the elite. But beneath her polished exterior, there's a relentless drive, a hunger to win every argument. As she prepared for this debate, you could sense the storm gathering in her eyes. What would she unleash? Now Rachel Maddow, her name alone sparks awe or anger, depending on where you stand. Born in 1973 in Castro Valley, California, Rachel's path was one of intellect and defiance. Raised in a conservative Catholic home, she broke free, embracing her identity as an openly lesbian teenager in the 1990s, a bold choice that shaped her fight for justice. A Stanford graduate, she clinched a Rhodes Scholarship, then earned a doctorate in political science from Oxford. Her brain is a weapon, her words a scalpel. From radio to MSNBC's The Rachel Maddow Show, launched in 2008, Rachel became the liberal standard-bearer, her deep, thoughtful analyses captivating millions. Rachel's gift is her ability to weave history and policy into stories that grip you. Her books, like Prequel, An American Fight Against Fascism, and her podcast show a mind always searching for truth. But she's not without scars. Critics on the right call her a partisan, accusing her of sanctimonious lectures. Her fans see a beacon, a voice for the marginalized. With MSNBC's ratings slipping after Trump's 2024 victory, Rachel faced pressure to prove her relevance. As she stepped toward this debate, there was a quiet intensity, a resolve to reclaim her place. The question lingered. What was she holding back? These women are opposites in every way. Laura, the conservative gladiator, thrives on confrontation, her words like thunder. Rachel, the liberal scholar, wields facts like a blade, her calm masking a fierce resolve. Their paths rarely cross, but when they do, the air crackles with anticipation. Their beliefs, their audiences, their very essences are at odds. So, when whispers spread of a debate between them, it wasn't just news, it was a reckoning. What would happen when these two forces collided? It was April 2025, and America was holding its breath. The topic, the future of democracy under Trump's second term. A packed university auditorium buzzed with nervous energy, students and journalists leaning forward, waiting for the first spark. Laura Ingraham, riding high after Trump's nod to the Kennedy Center board, strode in with a predator's confidence. Rachel Maddow, fresh off the turmoil of MSNBC's staff shakeups, carried a quiet determination, her eyes sharp with purpose. The moderator's rules were clear: no interruptions, no cheap shots, just arguments. But with these two, rules were fragile. The stage was set, the crowd restless. Something monumental was about to unfold. The opening question was a powder keg. Is America's election system broken? Laura struck first, her voice a controlled burn. She argued voter ID laws were essential, pointing to states like Texas, where she claimed turnout soared despite restrictions. Her words were sharp, accusing liberals of inflaming racial tensions with baseless voter suppression claims. She leaned into the 2020 election, insisting doubts about its integrity still haunted millions. Her tone was fierce, her logic tight, as she challenged Rachel to defend what she called a rigged narrative. The room stirred, some clapping, others shifting uncomfortably. Laura was a force, her arguments landing like blows. Rachel responded with a measured intensity, her voice steady but charged. She cited data, studies showing voter fraud at a mere 0.0003% in recent elections, dismantling Laura's claims with surgical precision. Her tone grew sharper as she accused conservatives of reviving old tactics to silence minority voters, drawing parallels to historical injustices. The audience was riveted, hanging on her every word. Laura tried to cut in, but Rachel's calm authority held firm, her facts stacking like bricks. It was a masterclass in control, but you could feel the tension building, the unspoken challenge in her gaze. The battle escalated when the topic turned to media responsibility. Laura unleashed a barrage, calling MSNBC a mouthpiece for liberal elites. She zeroed in on Rachel's coverage of Trump's policies, accusing her of stoking fear with endless warnings about democracy's collapse. Her voice dripped with scorn as she contrasted Fox News's transparency with what she called MSNBC's fake neutrality. The crowd split, cheers from one side, jeers from the other. Laura stood tall, her words a dare, her confidence unshaken. She was dominating, and she knew it. Rachel didn't waver. Her voice took on a new edge, laced with controlled fury. She accused Laura of spreading divisive rhetoric, pointing to her comments on immigration as fuel for fear. She flipped the script, calling Fox News a machine that thrived on distortion, profiting off America's fractures. Her words were precise, her delivery piercing, as she cited examples of misinformation that swayed public opinion. The audience erupted, caught in the intensity. Laura countered, accusing Rachel of selective outrage, and the two traded blows, each refusing to yield. The room felt charged, every exchange raising the stakes. The climax came with a question on Trump's economic record. Laura seized the moment, her voice booming with conviction. She praised Trump's tariffs for protecting American jobs, dismissing inflation fears as liberal spin. She pointed to rising stock markets and low unemployment, her arguments hitting hard, each point a hammer strike. The conservative crowd roared, sensing victory. Rachel seemed to falter, her silence stretching just long enough to make hearts race. Had Laura crushed her? Was this the end? Then Rachel struck back, and it was breathtaking. Her voice, low and deliberate, cut through the noise. She argued Trump's policies enriched the elite, citing tax breaks that swelled the deficit while workers struggled. Her tone swelled with emotion as she shared stories of families crushed by rising costs, tying it to GOP failures. She looked straight at Laura, her words like a blade. You can defend the powerful, but don't claim it's for the people. The room exploded. Cheers, gasps, a wave of energy. Rachel's comeback wasn't just a response. It was a defiance, a refusal to be silenced. Laura's eyes narrowed, but the momentum had shifted. The suspense was unbearable. Had Rachel turned the tide? When it was over, the nation was buzzing. Clips of Laura's fierce attacks and Rachel's stunning rebuttal flooded X, each side claiming victory. Conservatives praised Laura's unrelenting strength, her ability to expose liberal flaws. Progressives hailed Rachel's comeback, her words a rallying cry for their cause. Pundits dissected every moment, some calling it a tie, others saying Rachel's final blow landed hardest. Fox News ratings spiked while MSNBC fought to hold ground. The debate didn't bridge divides. It deepened them, each side digging in. What made this clash so gripping? Laura's raw power met Rachel's piercing intellect, creating a storm neither could fully control. Laura's strength was her unyielding passion, rallying her base with every word. Rachel's was her ability to turn facts into a narrative that shook you. Neither won outright, but neither lost. The suspense of their battle lingered, a reminder of a nation at odds. This wasn't just a debate, it was a mirror, reflecting two Americas, each fighting to be heard. And Rachel's final words? They're still ringing, a challenge that won't fade. If this story gripped you, hit like, subscribe, and join the conversation below. What's next for these two? Only time will tell, but one thing's certain. The fight is far from over.